It's Wednesday, October 21st. It's officially Back to the Future Day, and this is What Did I Miss, the show that finds everything that's interesting on the internet today so that you don't have to. If you like what I do and want to do your part to help the show grow, please subscribe if you haven't already, and do me a huge favor by sharing this video with everyone you know. I don't have the luxury of big sponsors and advertising, so I rely on you guys to get the word out. I thank you in advance. Without further ado, let's do this. A couple who attended the Palm Beach Art Gallery attempted to recreate the Thomas Crown affair. Megan O'Hara and David Zukoski entered the art gallery on Sunday with the intention of leaving with more than just memories. A master plan was designed to steal jewelry from the owner of the exhibition. The plan nearly went off without a hitch. They made it past the security out the front door, but they were done in by forensic evidence. It wasn't hair. It wasn't blood, it wasn't fingerprints, and it wasn't DNA. No, the dynamic duo was done in by the fact that they signed the guestbook for the museum. Though they didn't sign their names. No, that would be too easy. No, they left a fake email like, "we didn't take it" at gmail.com. And of course, in classic fashion, you can't pull off a heist like that without drawing a small penis in the guestbook. They were later caught with the $6,000 in jewelry because they frequented the area of the gallery. They were recognized by the description given by the exhibitionist. "And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for the fact that I'm an idiot." Federal courts in California are telling the DEA to more closely follow laws in regards to marijuana dispensaries. The confusion lies in an amendment to last year's government spending bill. The amendment states the Justice Department cannot use federal funding to prevent states who have medical marijuana laws from implementing their own laws on use, distribution, and cultivation of medical marijuana. Even though the language of the law is pretty clear, that hasn't stopped the DEA from overstepping their bounds. Their interpretation of the law is that it protects actual states and not the individuals and businesses that handle medical marijuana. So they continued to pursue arrests of those owning medical marijuana dispensaries and those who actually use it. Federal judges stated that this interpretation defies common sense. This is looked at as a huge win for medical marijuana as well as states' rights. The hope is that this prevents the Justice Department from having a loose interpretation of the law in the future. Keeping with the theme of marijuana, it turns out that the majority of Americans are in favor of legalizing medical and recreational marijuana completely. According to a recent Gallup survey, most Americans support legal weed. And this is the third consecutive year that this has happened. But this year is the highest support in the past 46 years that Americans have been surveyed. A grand total of 58% of Americans are holding the belief that marijuana should be legalized. The belief is that younger adults who are more in support of legalization of marijuana are replacing older adults in the polls. These trends suggest that there will be more pressure to loosen the laws on marijuana or go the way of Colorado and legalize it completely. Smoke weed every day. In more Science is Awesome news! Scientists may be witnessing a black hole in the making. ESO's Very Large Telescope has its sights set on two stars that are essentially touching at this point, and are believed to combine to make a giant star or a binary black hole. The double star is located in the Tarantula Nebula. Don't worry, it's not a galaxy full of spiders. But it does contain the nearest nursery of new stars, roughly 160,000 light years away. Because the size of the stars are about equal, rather than one star absorbing the resources from the other, like you would see in vampire stars, the two kissing stars are sharing about 30% of their mass. Though it's not yet known how the stars' lives will end, it will either produce a gigantic single star, producing a long-term gamma ray burst, or they will die in a supernova, resulting in a black hole. With any luck, Matt Damon will still be around, and we can send him on a mission to save the planet. South Park is on the wrong end of a $10 million lawsuit. The recent episode, You're Not Yelping, was a parody of the review company Yelp. They even went as far as to compare the business to ISIS. Business Week has said that Yelp's business practices have been questionable, manipulating and blocking reviews to increase ad spending. It is believed that this case will go nowhere as it's protected under free speech and fair use laws. The creators of South Park have released a sarcastic statement giving the lawsuit 1 star and stating that it's their personal opinion and that Yelp could do a much better job by not suing them for $10 million. Opening arguments for the case begin November 5th. I don't know if anyone from Yelp has ever seen an episode of South Park, but they once had George Clooney play the role of a dog just so he could bark. They're not exactly serious. And as it turns out, even I can fall victim to an internet scam because this story actually turns out to be completely false. It turns out that a website did this as a parody news story and some more prestigious news agencies decided to run with it. I gotta admit, it had me going. In the age of everyone being butthurt, this seemed like something that was completely plausible. But the owners of Yelp tweeted, like Abraham Lincoln said, "You can't believe everything on the internet." Bravo. And that's all I have for you today. If you want to learn more about anything I talked about today, be sure to check out the links in the description below. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and please, please, please share the video with all of your friends. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow when you ask yourself, what did I miss?